It's nice to got it. Um, I have some prepared words, and then I'm hoping we're gonna have some discussion afterwards. As I understand it, that's part of the process, so I'm very happy with that. Um, Good afternoon, and thank you for the privilege of sharing this time with you. Today, we convene on a critical and far-reaching issue of the enduring impact of trauma, particularly in childhood. Our purpose is not just to illuminate the challenge, but also to champion the resilience and healing that can flourish from a trauma-informed community response. The prevalence of trauma is not a marginal statistic. It is a central concern that should occupy our collective consciousness. There is not merely figures on a page. They represent the pulse of our communities, the well-beings of our families, and the future of our children. Awareness is the compass that guides us towards empathy and understanding, and from this understanding, we are called to action. This call to action demands that we embrace trauma-informed approaches in every facet of our community. It implores our educators, law enforcement, healthcare providers, social services to reframe their perspectives, to look beyond the immediate and into the heart of what it means to foster resilience and support. Consider the transformatic work of the Trauma and Learning Policy Initiative, a collaborative between Massachusetts Advocates for Children and Harvard Law School. Their groundbreaking book and curriculum, Helping Traumatized Children Learn, provides a blueprint for creating safe, supportive, and conducive learning environments for all students. It illustrates that when educators are equipped with the understanding of trauma and its impact on learning, they can transform their classrooms into places where traumatized children feel safe, supported, and able to learn. This approach isn't just about academic achievement, it's about validating and addressing the needs of the whole child. Another powerful example of trauma-informed practice in action is the Handle with Care model, a partnership between law enforcement and schools. When police encounter a child at a scene of trauma, they can send out a Handle with Care notification to the school before the next school day. This simple communication allows educators to proactively provide support to the child, ensuring that the child is handled with care in the wake of the trauma. This initiative symbolizes the shift from the warrior to the guardian mindset in law enforcement, directly linking the protection of our streets to the nurturing in our classrooms. Let's also spotlight the quick response team, which are utilizing the way law enforcement engages with vulnerable populations, particularly those facing the challenges of substance use disorder. These teams, often comprising law enforcement, social workers, addiction specialists, rapidly connect individuals who have experienced an overdose with treatment and recovery services. This proactive and compassionate response not only saves lives, but also begins the vital process of healing, demonstrating a profound understanding of the complexities of trauma and addiction. Moreover, the partnership affords efforts between the police and recovery community are a testament to the power of a united front against the cycles of trauma. Officers trained in trauma-informed engagement work alongside mental health professionals to reach out to communities, to build bridges of trust and offering support. Such outreach efforts are not just about managing crises, but they are about preventing them and fostering long-term recovery and stability. Imagine the potential ripple effect of these programs when a child who has experienced trauma is met with understanding instead of confusion, support instead of punishment, and care instead of indifference. We lay the groundwork for healing and the possibilities for a brighter future. This is the power of a trauma-informed approach. And what of law enforcement? As they embody the role of guardians, can they change the narrative for those who have been touched by trauma? The guardian mindset fosters trust and safety, which can transform moments of crisis into opportunities for connection and calm. When an officer is equipped with a knowledge of trauma's effects, they can approach situations with a sensitivity that de-escalates and dignifies, that recognizes the person behind the behavior. This is our mission, to bring trauma awareness into our daily operations and community interactions. We are committed to sharing knowledge and resources across sectors. We build a community that is not only resilient, but deeply connected. Our schools can become a haven of understanding and growth, places where every child, including those burdened by trauma, can have the opportunity to thrive. Educators empowered with the knowledge from initiatives like Helping Traumatized Children Learn can be the light for children navigating adverse childhood experiences, ACEs. We must also acknowledge the work of EMS responders, hospital staff, etc. The very nature of their work exposes them to secondary trauma and places them at risk for compassion fatigue. We must ensure, too, that they receive support and resources necessary to maintain their mental health and resilience. In caring for them, we sustain their capacity to care for others, thus fortifying a vital link in the chain of trauma's response and recovery. Let us therefore embrace a broadened approach that includes paramedics, EMTs, nurses, ER physicians as essential agents in this mission. They do more than heal wounds. They have the power to initiate a process of holistic healing from the moment they interact with a patient. Their work is often life-saving and life-changing, warranting our utmost support and respect. Parents, as a first line of defense and support for your children, can draw upon the principles of these initiatives to reinforce the security and care for your child's needs at home. Your home can be the foundation upon which resilience is built, a place where asking for help is seen as a strength. Our recovery communities, informed by trauma awareness perspective, can tailor their programs to meet the complex needs of individuals healing from trauma. They understand that recovery is a journey of patience, support, and empathy. Nonprofits, agile and attuned to the nuances community needs, can implement programs like Handle with Care to broaden the safety net to our most vulnerable. These organizations can be the agile responders, the connectors, the educators, the healers, working to ensure that trauma is met with informed compassion. Community dialogues foster a shared understanding, a common language of healing and resilience. These conversations dismantle the stigma of trauma, building a community ethos of empathy and collective responsibility. We must make the commitment to ensure that mental health services are not just accessible, but integrated into the heart of our communities and the response. Partnerships that bring together the strength of law enforcement as guardians, the insight of educators, the expertise of mental health professionals, create a holistic network of support that is truly trauma-informed. As we conclude our time together today, let us hold fast to a shared vision, a vision of community unshaken by the tremors of trauma, because it is built on understanding, care, and resilience. Addressing childhood trauma is not a solitary endeavor, it's a collective journey. It demands a multitude of approaches and efforts across every aspect of our society. Embracing trauma-informed practices is not merely a choice, it is a responsibility for each of us. By doing so, we become active participants in healing and contributing to the well-being of all members in our community. Your presence here today, your engagement in this dialogue speaks to your dedication, but let it not end here. I urge you to carry the spirit of today's conversation with you as you strive to construct a community not characterized by its adversities it faces, but by the strength and the care it embodies. The adoption of trauma-informed approach by law enforcement, first responders, emergency departments, educators, parents, mental health community goes beyond enhancing individual interactions. This is about erecting a framework for a society that understands rather than judges, that supports rather than alienates, a society where the vicious cycles of trauma can be disruptive and where individuals, irrespective of their past traumas, are empowered to feel valued, comprehended, and supported as they traverse the path of healing and growth. As we look ahead, let us commit ourselves as architects to this transformative shift. Let us pledge to educate ourselves and others, to champion for trauma-informed policies, to infuse our interactions with empathy and understanding. Today, we have the capacity to enact meaningful change, imparting lives touched by trauma and fostering a community that is not only stronger and healthier, but is infinitely more compassionate for generations to come. I extend my deepest gratitude for your attention and your unwavering commitment you've shown to this crucial issue. The work is ongoing, the need is urgent, the time for action is now. Together we can and will make a difference. Thank you.